Learning Objective 6, explain the financial planning pyramid. In the previous learning objective, we discussed that the financial planning process was goal-based. And if the client's goals are driving the process, we may not hit the true risk to the client. To give you a particular analogy, working with the client comes forward and says, I'm worried about my 401k. I'm not sure how my investments are matching up. I'm worried the market is at an all-time high and I'm afraid it's going to go down. What should I do? Well, if we use the financial planning process, that may be the goal we address. But in the end, the client could be woefully at risk when it comes to disability, when it comes to their car insurance, when it comes to unemployment. The financial planning pyramid is perhaps a better method of developing a financial plan. The financial planning pyramid starts with a base of the pyramid. Our base of the pyramid is uncertainty. Well, perhaps we should look at each financial planning topic area and say, what are risk areas? Where is this client exposed to risk? Well, if we're exposed to unemployment risk, perhaps we need to increase our cash positions, make our emergency fund more robust. If the client is exposed to liability risk, maybe revisit the auto policy or homeowner's policy or umbrella policy the client has. Life, health, disability all fall in this base of the pyramid. What risks face the client? After we've tackled these risks, then we can start to build wealth. If we build wealth before we build the base of the pyramid, that wealth will be gone in the blink of an eye. If I become disabled tomorrow, I'm going to have my current living expenses to pay for. I'm also going to potentially have other doctor bills come into play, other sorts of physical therapy, which may or may not be insured based on the nature and cause of my disability. Disability insurance is key to my base. I have to have that in place. And any wealth I build can only occur truly and safely after the base of risk protection has been met. So the second level of the pyramid, growing investments. Well, we can grow within or not in retirement accounts. We can grow for specific purposes, buying a home, buying a second home, buying a car, or we can generally grow our wealth as we do in our home equity. The top of the pyramid is all about distribution. How am I going to distribute my wealth? And the top kind of goes without saying. If we haven't grown any wealth, well, then there's nothing to distribute. So distribution, it occurs in my own spending. All right, well, now I've saved $1 million, so now how do I distribute that over my lifetime? Do I spend $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month? And that's a function of distribution. Estate planning is also distribution. All right, well, if I'm gone, what do I want to happen to my stuff? As the old adage goes, dead people don't own stuff. So if I've accumulated wealth over time, then the top of the pyramid is a function of distribution. And helping guide the client through this pyramid-based planning process is going to have dividends for both the client and the planner. We guard against uncertainty. We make our way to investments. We discuss distribution. And this sort of three-tiered process is critical in making sure the client risks are addressed. But moving the client up the pyramid can often be difficult. How do we get that client from a discussion of risk to building wealth to distribution? And it comes down that you, the financial advisor, are the coach. You're going to bring in members of a team to work with a client. You're going to give them all plays out of the playbook. So for a sports analogy, you're going to bring in the accountant, and you're going to work with the accountant and the client, and you're going to help the client move forward along our pyramid. We're going to work with an attorney. If you're not an insurance agent, you're going to bring some in. If you're not a registered rep, you might bring in a broker or wealth manager. But the financial advisor is the coach. We build the team. We coach the team. And from time to time, we have to evaluate performance of the team members. Perhaps they're the best fit, or perhaps we need to replace one. But just keep in mind that you are the coach of the team in helping your client work their way up the financial planning pyramid. And it's your responsibility to help move them from risk protection, wealth accumulation, to distribution.